Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is focusing on accessories for our brand new Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Galaxy Z Flip 7. Now there are some cases from VRS Designs, there are original cases from Samsung, as well as some accessories to utilize the MagSafe functionality in some of the cases that we're going to take a look at. This is TK and these are must-have accessories for your Galaxy Z Flip 7 and the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Let's check them out. Like and subscribe and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. So we have a few cases here, a couple that are made specifically by the same company for the Flip and the Fold. We have two original cases directly from Samsung. You'll notice here, again, made specifically for the Flip and the Fold, matching the colors that we have. And then we have accessories or cases here made by VRS Design, specifically on the Fold as well as the Flip here on the side. And last but not least, we have a couple of accessories that I've been showcasing in some of my other videos, and I feel like this by far fixes a big thing that a lot of people are commenting on the Z Fold 7, but also this case or this kickstand that comes in either wallet or a standard just kickstand mod. This is made by a company called MOFT. It is absolutely one of the must-haves if you have any kind of MagSafe accessories. Even if it's not a Samsung device, this is definitely going to be one of the must-have accessories. And of course, this one is made by Banks. Okay, the first two cases we're going to take a look at, as you can see, they look very similar to each other, and they provide us a connected case, meaning the top part and the back part are connected, so there's no chance of losing the second piece. It's the same thing here for the Z Fold. Two-piece connection. Now, unfortunately, both of these cases do not provide us hinge protection, but they provide us an ability of actually getting MagSafe connectivity and a simplistic, minimalistic design. Both my Z Flip 7 and my Z Fold 7 have a glass protector installed on the external displays. I did not install any additional screen protectors on the inside, but for the most part, they both have glass protectors. And on the Z Fold 7, you may notice that this bump is a little bit bigger. It's because I also have lens protectors installed on this, providing me a little bit more protection, as you'll notice with this case that we're going to look at right away. First and foremost, it actually does not cover the entire area in here. It leaves a little bit of an opening in here. So when I purchased that, I looked into getting something that provided me a little bit more protection. Now, as you can imagine, inserting the case is pretty straightforward. It's also very simple to remove. Once you have it on, make sure you snap it on all sides and of course cover the front. It works great with the glass protector as it doesn't have any issues with it. And of course, make sure there's just positions everywhere. The earpiece opening here for the stereo speakers is open at the top as well as on the side. On the right side, we have access to the fingerprint sensor, which doubles as the power button, volume rocker, of course. And now we have a little bit of an easier job being able to open and close our Z Fold, because one of the things that always kind of got me when I was getting it, although it's a great, super thin, super durable device, opening them up was a little bit harder, especially for my hands. And of course, this one just becomes very easy using the fingerprint sensor, closing it, and it works absolutely fantastic. As I mentioned to you guys, one of the things that this is going to fix for us is, this is the Banks one. This is a MagSafe MagSafe pop socket / kickstand. But what it does for us, it does one thing that the device didn't do out of the box. When you first get the phone, by default, even if it has or doesn't have a case, there is a wobble effect. There's no question about that. Having the camera stack sitting on the side, even with this little bit of a bump, still gives us a wobble. But if we use this accessory and we install the Banks, the pop socket / kickstand, now the phone is very stable, very centered, because it's actually positioned on the back. So now we have a stationary area here, and now the phone sits very nicely. Now, the reason why I like this is because it gives me the ability of actually using the phone in this format. I can actually open it up and now still use it in that format. I can also use it in more of like a little bit more top down, so it becomes a little bit more present there. Again, very simple and very easy. Also, I like it because when you're using it, it actually has the ability of repositioning itself, so you can put it in whatever form you want. And last but not least, of course, we have access to the pop socket. So meaning I can actually hold my phone and it has no problem. It's not going to fall. The magnets are absolutely strong, very nice, and very good. And you can use it in open form, closed form. Again, it's not going to fall. It works and it does the job that you need. It works the same way on the Z Flip. You basically just put the case directly in, or the phone directly in the case. Glass protector works great. Obviously, wireless charging has no problem with that. This one will work with some wireless chargers. My thing I would probably say is it depends on how good the charger that you're using is. Obviously, kickstand works great, sets it up very nicely. Open up the Flip, works really good. Position it sideways, works really good. Sideways, this way as well. And of course, last but not least, close it and then open the the pop socket. Very nice and very good. Again, very, very durable. Closed or open, not a problem. Magnets, again, very good. That's one of the reasons why I liked both of these cases. They look minimalistic. I mean, they unfortunately don't have a cover for the actual hinge on the side, but otherwise they work really good. And you can also use them with other accessories like the MOFT case that I showed you guys. This one works great to be able to create a more of a, like a tripod setup or a stand for your phone. Sitting it up positioned this way, all the way up here, halfway up there. Of course, you can set it up sideways, and if you can put the camera sideways this way, you can actually use your device even better. It works great with the fold and with the flip. The magnets are strong enough to hold it. My favorite is when I actually open up the phone on the fold and then position it sideways like this. Let's go ahead and put it back on. And at this point, now I have a fully standing, basically tripod mode for my fold. And it works really good because it actually positions on the side. In my video and my coverage that I've done before, I've actually used this as almost kind of like a stand. So I'm actually able to use it this way, turn it around, use the best cameras on the fold, and still be able to see myself while having a handheld stand. Very nice, very minimalistic. This does the similar job as the other pop socket when you put it in here. Of course, it gets rid of any wobble. Now, as you can see here, they're all made for the Galaxy Z Fold 7. This is the Modern Go 360. This is the metallic green. And this one's called the Terra Active 360 in dark brown. This one is called the Terra Active 360 in camo, and we're going to get a chance to check that out. These two have two additional ones. We'll notice here, this one is in black and that one is in navy. Both cases are essentially wallet cases that provide us the ability of housing basically a credit card or a couple of cards in the back. It's also still thinner than what we typically get from them, and also has a very nice strong hinge coverage on this. There's a cleaning cloth to be able to clean the actual device, as well as the ability of installing a screen protector. This one does come with a screen protector. You'll notice a little bit of fingerprints that's on the outside. On the inside, it actually does come with a separate film before you actually put it on your device. So you do need to clean the display, make sure it's absolutely clean, and then install it. And for the most part, because of the static that has it built in here, it'll actually adhere to your display pretty much almost like a screen protector. Although, do not recommend you removing it and putting it on. Once you put it on, for the most part, it's set. The actual case itself is very nicely designed. Now, one thing to mention though is when you have these extenders that you're looking at, sometimes they do not work with these extra cases. So as you notice right here, it does not work. So for that purpose, I'm going to have to remove it. And of course, with that being said, once you remove it, it actually becomes very simple and easy to install. Just make sure that you align it, snap it in. And you notice that the camera sensors will actually go through. This one provides direct protection for the camera sensors, and there's no issues at all. Similar to the one we saw before, although this one actually covers them all the way. That's one of the only things about this when I was using it, is that I didn't like the fact that it was open, but this actually provides us that full coverage. Again, coverage on the back, coverage on the front. And if you are going to use the glass protector that comes with it, once you install it, I'm actually not installing it now, so you can go ahead and put that on. You'll notice the hinge actually does not cover the volume rocker or the power button. Again, accessing the slide on the back, you can put in your credit cards in there, up to 3 cards. And of course, the display should work perfectly fine. Although one of the things I mentioned is you may want to actually turn on extra screen sensitivity on this, because you are putting a protector or glass protector on here. So pretty much the same thing. Standard side view, top side. There's no more wobble, as you can imagine, because it actually does cover it. Let's go ahead and turn it off. And of course, at the end, access to your credit cards. You don't have to carry a wallet and your phone at the same time. It does add a little bit of thickness to the phone, but of course, if you keep in mind the design, you're going to go with either the blue, the navy blue, or the green. They both look very nice. Now, the next 2 cases are very similar to each other, although with a slightly different design. You'll notice the 2 on the left here, the camo and the dark brown here, are very much similar designs. They both also include MagSafe. This also includes the MagSafe technology. There's a sticker here specifically telling you that you need to remove it so that you can actually get to use the MagSafe technology. Just make sure you clean that off very nicely. The design here is slightly different. This is more of a matte finish. Very soft, very nice. And of course, both will provide us, or all 3 of them will provide us, the same technology as we saw before. The glass protector or the screen protector that they have in here is very nice. And of course, again, similar thing. We have adhesive on the side here to be able to get the best configuration. It does protect the actual lens entirely. So you actually just insert your device, snap it on all sides, and it does fit directly. Again, glass here, protection all the way. You're not able to use the protector like I had before directly on it. And then from there, you could just remove it, install it correctly. They do include, again, the chamois that you'll be able to use. Configure it in there, put it on, and this is pretty much the design. Very nice, very straightforward. The name of the company, the access, the LED flash is positioned there. There's a nice little hinge opening. You can open it up, close it. Very strong, very straightforward. Again, this one's just because of the sticker that we have in there. We have an opening at the top as well as on the side here for the earpiece, and of course access to the fingerprint sensor, as well as of course what we have here with the volume rocker. And last but not least, MagSafe accessories that do not block or interfere with the sensor in here. It works really, really good. And if you have any MagSafe wireless chargers, this is going to work perfectly there. And one thing to mention is one of the designs about these cases that's a little bit different. If you're going to use accessories that are MagSafe compatible, make sure that they're more on the smaller side. Again, this one from Banks works perfectly. It works really nice. It gives us all of the functions that we want. But if you're looking for something kind of like, you know, what, like a wireless charger or the one that we have here, it will work in more of the sideways view. So you can actually position it here. Let's go ahead and put it on. And you can see it holds it. The MagSafe functionality works absolutely fantastic. There's no issue. I find it that once you go upwards, because there is a separation there, it doesn't work that way with it. So just be aware of some of the MagSafe accessories that you're getting there. But phone mounts mostly in the car are going to be adhering to something similar to this, and this works perfectly. As you can see, works really nice. And this is going to permeate through the other two devices. Again, very much the same. It's just a different design casing on the side. They still provide us the exact same openings on the side, the glass protection that we get in there. Again, I feel like it's more of a plastic protector. Now, again, this one very much similar to the camera one. You put it on, snap on. Every single thing that needs to make sure be basically perfectly flush. Close it up and you're ready to go. Now the difference here is you'll notice that the actual bump here is not as protruding as the other one. It still works with these. So basically just your standard phone mounts, this is going to work great. But one thing about these, again, because they do have a little bit more of a protruding cover on the side here, it is going to interfere with MagSafe accessories that are wider, like something like this size when it's a fully sized piece, or even wireless chargers that are bigger than the actual MagSafe. As you notice here, it will stick to the device, it will charge the device, but unfortunately I don't trust it that it's strong enough to hold it unless you kind of put it sideways, and this is just not going to look the way you want it. So again, great for MagSafe holders, so car holders. This is going to work really good. Again, it's strong enough to hold the entire phone, no issues. It's more so on make sure that you have a full connection with the magnets on the back. So the next three cases are made specifically for the Flip. This one is called the Modern Go. This one is actually called the Terra Guard Modern Halo Black. This one's the black color. And this one's called the Modern Go in Coral. One thing to mention, these are basically their wallet cases, and which is a little bit different on the Flip than it is on the Fold. And the reason behind that is the actual card is positioned inside on the inside when you're putting your phone. So when we position our phone directly in the case and we close it, you'll notice there's now more of a firm seal, and you close it on the back, you'll notice there's a little bit of a see-through area. Almost looks like it was supposed to hold something. Well, that's because when you were holding the phone and you want to get your card, you basically push down and slide up, and at this point you get your card out. Obviously this is a SIM card, and it becomes very nice and very simple to access, and of course it's protected, so there's no opening on the back. The front is very similar to what we saw with the Fold for the VRS design. It does include a plastic protector that does have an adhesive side on the inside, so basically a static side. You clean it up. They do include the cleaning cloth to clean your display. It obviously will not work if you already have another glass protector on, but essentially it's providing you the protection that you want with the case. So it's a one-stop shop type of solution. Once you put it on, very much the same experience what we had before. Just sign it up, put it in. Goes around the sensors, the LED flash, it positions sideways. As you can see here, it closes it very nicely. It does provide us protection. This one is the coral color. They do have the additional color here that we have. Let's go ahead and look at them side by side. Very much similar experience. Again, both credit card holders are on the top. You open it up, you access your credit card, and then close it, and it stays open. I like the fact that also when you're using it like in this mode, and let's say you want to use it more of a tripod, it kind of gives it a little bit of a lift, so it's not ever so nicely sitting directly on the table. You can put it on, provides the protection, close it up, and then of course you have access to your display. You can unlock it. We have access to the basically the fingerprint sensor, as well as the power button with the volume rocker and the microphone on the side. There's a grip side on this end, a grip side on that end, and again, access to be able to open up and remove or basically extract our credit cards or our IDs directly in here. From what I can see here, it probably will hold just 2 cards, where the other case for the Fold can hold up to 3. Now, it depends on your wireless charger. Right now, I'm using a Qi 2 wireless charger from Charge. This one is a portable charger and MagSafe configured, but it actually seems to work even with 1 card inside of the pocket in there. So you can see here, I have a credit card in here, or basically a SIM card, but the thickness of what a regular credit card or an ID card is. And Qi 2 seems to be actually working and compatible running here. As you can see, it shows charging on my Flip 7. Now, the next one is a Terra Guard case. It's a matte finish on the side, does have MagSafe functionalities. Of course, we have the adhesive. You insert your device, very much similar to what you have it there. There is just no credit card holder on the back. You still have the ability of using the kickstand here to kind of put it ever so nicely slightly up. And of course, the display is going to be protected by the plastic protector that we have in here. Just make sure you clean it up, install it correctly. And from there, you're pretty much ready to go. Again, using any kind of MagSafe accessory, pretty straightforward. Just go ahead and let it connect. Very nice. And again, even when it's opened, Very nice. It's going to work great with any phone charger. Now, this one will work with the accessories like this one, the MOFT, although it will stick a little bit at the bottom. But if you do want to have a portable kind of a kickstand for your flip, this is going to work great. Now, the last two cases are original cases from Samsung. This one's made for the ZFold 7, and this one's made for the Zflip 7. This one is called the ring case silicone, and this is just the silicone case with a kickstand. The nice thing about both of them is that they both made, and they kind of similarly match the color of our device. And one of the nice things about the ZFold 7, you'll probably be able to see the outline of it here. It also does include a screen protector from Samsung. Both devices, as I mentioned to you guys with the outside displays, do not come factory including basically a screen protector. So you do need to install one. And this is, as I mentioned to you guys, if you're using the phone directly without anything, that's going to be the Wobble configuration that you're getting there. But once we start using the case, here it is. This is the kickstand one. This is the silicone stand. It has a built-in kickstand. You can actually pretty much set it up. Of course, you can just insert your device in it. Very simple, very nice. Matches the color, continues the blue color, beautiful color in there. And one of the nice things about it is it really does not add that much actually to the thickness of the phone. That's one of the things I appreciate about it. It does provide coverage all around the camera sensor, so you definitely get the protection there. And then of course now we have a kickstand. We can actually use it in this form, open it up, use it in the other form. Very, very nice. And of course, if you want to be able to just set it up directly on the table, it does stand, although a little bit off kilter. When we close this, put it on the table, the Wobble is still there. Unfortunately, this doesn't get rid of it, and it does not have MagSafe configuration. It should work with wireless chargers, as I mentioned to you guys before, as this is not thick enough to be able to block any kind of wireless charging. So although this is not a MagSafe case, I'm just going to put my charger directly where the wireless charging pad is for the Fold. And you can see here, Wi-Fi, wireless charging has no problem. Sorry, it's not MagSafe connected, so it's hard to tell. Also, Charge does have a built-in fan to keep the actual charger cool when it's charging our device. Now, for the screen protector that I mentioned to you guys, Samsung does include all the accessories that you need to install it. Obviously, the little bit of chamois cleanup, the cleaning pads, as well as an application to be able to push out any bubbles that you may have. And in the packaging in here, you'll be able to get the two screen protectors that are included in the box. You'll notice that there's a little bit of a crease in the center. That's why we're using this applicator to be able to push out any potential bubbles or anything like that. Unfortunately, these are not glass. You can definitely see they bend. So it's a plastic protector to give you protection for your display on the outside. And of course, the case to provide you protection on the back. Now, the case we have here for the Flip is pretty straightforward. It's a ring case, which provides us the ability of actually having a grip or somewhat of like a ring connection on the back. It is a silicone case similar to the one that we have on the Fold. It should have no problem with wireless charging. Obviously, it does have the adhesives here on the sides as well as having an adhesive here on the back so that you get that grip when you make sure that it does not slip. So make sure to remove those after you clean the surface. And for the most part, if you're using a glass protector like I am, it works perfectly great with that because it doesn't go all the way to the edge. And of course, it gives you that nice little protection, the color cover here on the volume rocker, the ring configuration, which makes it now very easy to be able to use it, kind of like a pop socket, but in more of a ring configuration. So again, very nice and very sturdy. More sturdy once you add the adhesive in there. Last but not least, of course, is just the ability of holding it. If you want to be able to kind of accessorize it, you can hang it somewhere. It looks really nice. It doesn't really work as a kickstand, although it does provide a little bit of a lift. There's no obviously MagSafe configuration on this thing. This is pretty much just a case, so nothing in here. But wireless charging should work perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and position it here on the back. And as you can see here, it picks up the wireless configuration. Of course, make sure the ring is positioned to the top and you're fine. One thing to keep in mind is that Samsung does make first-party cases with MagSafe configuration, which means you're not necessarily having to look for third-party if you wanted to stick with Samsung. The ones that I remember correctly from Unpacked was primarily just a see-through case, so that's something to keep in mind too. You'll get a chance to enjoy the color of your device, and it's more of a plastic case than a silicone case. These two are very nice. They don't add much as far as the thickness to the device, and it keeps the functionality of having a small, portable, foldable tablet in the hand, and of course protected. The display is protected with this, the display will be protected with that, Now they do provide us a screen protector for the display, although in that configuration we don't have any protection on the outer display, the edges or even the hinge. So something to keep in mind. They do have other cases, of course. And then the kickstand here is very nice to be able to prop up our device and enjoy our content. Wireless charging, no problem. And I would probably say by far, out of all of the aesthetics that I've received here, I'll say the VRS design, the matte finish one on both the Flip and the Fold look really, really nice. The two first cases with the MagSafe that I shared with you guys, I appreciate what they offer us. They're simple, they're easy, they do give us the protection. I wish they had more protection on the edges, of course, or even just necessarily on the actual hinge mechanism on the back. That's always something to keep in mind, especially with devices that are like these. These are definitely investments that we want to keep in mind. Last but not least, of course, thank you very much for the support. Like and subscribe as usual, and let me know in the comments below which one do you think is the best one for the Fold and which one is the best for the Flip, and what are you guys rocking? If you do have your own Fold or Flip, what cases are you using? I'll see you in the next one.